got the job I wanted, and now you're here to, like, again...
Yeah, be my competition.
Be my competition.
And he's just like, I love you. And he's... Hi!
Hello, welcome to Biz and Fiction.
Woo! I'm Spencer.
And I'm Kristen.
And we're here today to drink some fizz and talk about Divine Rivals.
Woo!
Love it.
So excited to talk about this one.
Yeah, I am too.
And for good measure, I do want to show the audience the pretty...
Such a pretty cover, like a hardback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Dear Iris.
Dear Iris. So yeah, we're talking about Divine Rivals today. You've probably seen this Just Jacket on Book Talk.
Everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. And yeah, so we want to talk about what it's about.
What's about?
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty small description, and we love that.
I'm gonna preface this by saying, in Spencer fashion, I did not know what this book was about.
You really didn't.
I did not.
You were like, what did you text me? You were like, is this set in modern days?
I was with you when I was reading this. It was during the 24 hour
Yeah.
thon. I turned to you and I was like, are we in modern times?
Yeah.
There was a train. There was a train, and I was like, why are they at a train station?
Why is there a train?
It was wild. I was like, why is there a train station? What's going on?
It's so funny.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did not know.
When two young rival journalists find love through a magical connection, they must face the depths of hell in a war between gods to seal their fate forever. This is a little blurb. After centuries of sleep, the gods are warring again, but 18-year-old Iris Winnow just wants to hold her family together. Her mother is suffering from addiction, and her brother is missing from the front lines. Her best bet is to win the columnist position at the Oath Gazette. To combat her worries, Iris writes letters to her brother and slips them beneath her wardrobe door, where they vanish, into the hands of Roman Kit, her cold and handsome rival at the paper. When he anonymously writes Iris back, the two of them forge a connection that will follow Iris all the way to the front lines of battle. For her brother, the fate of mankind, and love. Divine Rivals is an epic enemies to lovers fantasy novel filled with hope and heartbreak and the unparalleled power of love. That's a good description, actually.
It is a good one.
Yeah.
It doesn't get like too into the weeds.
No. Yeah.
Good overview.
Yeah.
Rating?
5 stars. This is a 5-star book.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's compelling. It's sweet. It's romantic. It's got good action in it.
It just, like, feels like...
It's a good book.
Yeah.
Like, after I read it, I was like, oh, yeah.
Like, that's a good book.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, like, it's not trying too hard. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes. No, it does.
Because I feel like some fantasy novels... Like, this is a fantasy, technically, but it is set in, like, an alternate, like... 40, like, warring times.
You feel like you're in World War II.
You feel like you're in World War II, but in a fantasy world, which is very different. It's so unique.
Yeah.
It's very cool. And, like, you know, it's also not really trying to explain anything either.
No.
As far as, like, the magic system or, like, why there's gods.
It just gives you kind of, like, a brief, like, synopsis of, like, why the gods got beef.
And it's, like, magic just is here sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
in certain... It's just, like, there's pockets of magic.
Yep.
And things can be magic.
Yep.
And that's really all they have to say. They're not, like, trying to, like...
No, they're not trying to delve into
it, or, like, the why of it all, which we've discussed this more recently in another video, but, like, it's kind of nice.
Yeah, just accept it and move on.
Yeah.
Just lean into it.
So good.
Yeah.
So before we get into more things, everyone leave if you have not read this.
Yep. Not overhyped on Book Talk.
It's not.
Adequately hyped.
Yeah. And it's only a duology, which is so nice. There's only 2 books in the series.
Yep.
And you have read the second book.
Yep.
I have not.
Yeah, so you can make predictions after this.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Not long.
Perfect. Yeah. Come back.
Yes. Okay, so now we can get into it. It was such a good book.
It's such a good book.
Like, okay, so...
Yes.
There's a lot to unpack here.
Where do you want to start?
Let's do favorite character, least favorite character first. Favorite character is him. Is Roman. Yeah, I loved him.
I did love him.
I thought he was... I just love a good male lead.
I know, and like he wasn't 2-dimensional.
No.
one-dimensional. He was two-dimensional.
Yeah.
Wait,
whatever
the good thing is.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. Like, you could, like, see all of his motivations. Like, he wasn't just there to be the love interest, I guess you could say.
No.
Like, he was part of the plot.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Yeah. Who's your favorite character?
I did really like Roman. I did like Iris a lot. Like, she made me mad at some points. I don't know that I have, like, they were just all... I think I would pick Roman, probably. If I had to pick. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Least favorite character, her
Spoiler
brother.
alert, it's her brother.
Her brother. Spoiler.
Shit.
Oh.
Like, I get... Okay, no, okay.
I was just so mad.
Okay, I understand him wanting to protect his sister. I get that. That's, like, the only thing I get, though.
Only thing.
That is the only thing I can say the redeeming quality about you right now.
Yeah, I wasn't here for it. And we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll save that toward the end a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was the worst.
Yeah. So, one of the questions I found when I was, like, poking around was, so, like, Iris and Roman are rivals at the paper.
They're trying to get, like, I guess, like, a full-time position, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah.
Her mom's at home. She's a drunk.
Honestly, her mom sucks, too. I don't feel bad. Her mom dies pretty early in the book, and I don't feel bad about it at all.
No. But, do you think that Iris should have known, like, who Roman was based on his writing? But, you know, I saw this question and I was like, to be fair, she says that she read one thing of his and she didn't read anything else.
Yeah, because I don't think she wanted to, because she said it was good.
She said it was really good. She was like, I didn't want to psych myself out kind of thing. And he's read everything of hers.
Which I think is so cute.
So
I just
cute.
love how much he loves her.
Oh, yeah.
From, like, the beginning.
He knew from the get-go who she was.
Yeah, because she signs her name, I think, when she writes to her brother.
Yeah.
And he was ignoring the letters for a while.
And then he was like...
And then they had, like, a really weird day at work, and she writes something, like, super personal.
Yeah, and he wrote back. He was like, this is not Forrest.
Yeah.
Because it was like, she was bearing her soul.
And he felt guilty, I think, at that point.
Yeah, he's like, she needs to know that these aren't getting to him.
Yeah.
Or these are just... Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think... I don't think that she would have known it was him, based on his writing.
No. And, like, the thing, too, is, like... If you're not gonna assume that it's someone you know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's coming from under the wardrobe. Maybe if it was, like, at work, it was left on her desk.
Yeah.
But this is literally in her house.
And, like, for all that she knows, he hates her. Exactly. She thinks that he sees her as the enemy.
Yep.
The nicest thing he's done is go to lunch with her that random day where she wouldn't let him buy her a sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, girl, he's rich. Let him buy you a sandwich.
Right. Let him buy you a sandwich.
So yeah, I don't think she would have known.
Yeah.
No.
It did surprise me that she went. So like it happens
pretty quickly,
which I always appreciate. Where she goes to the war front.
Yeah.
There's a literal.
Her mom dies.
Her mom dies.
And then she's like,
I don't have anything. She's like, I don't have anything left.
And I think that she doesn't get the job. She doesn't get the job.
And she's like, I literally have nothing left here.
I need to make money.
And I want to be closer to my brother. Yeah. So they're in the eastern part of, like, the country or the land.
Spencer's mad there's no map. Was that was this one?
Yeah, there's no map.
You were so
literally a fourth of the way in, I turned to the front and I was like, Kristen, there's no map. They're talking about this town and da da da, and
where are we?
I was like, why isn't there a map? There's no map.
Imagination.
Yeah, I like a map. So she's going west
to be a war correspondent.
For a rival paper.
Yes,
and that's printing the truth.
Yes, the whole thing here with the war is that there's two gods warring, whatever, and but where she lives is actually technically out of the war zone. They're not. They have not declared war on whatever part of the world this is.
Yeah,
and so a big debate within the town is
should we send help?
Should we send help? Or should we just let the gods figure it out?
Yeah, and do we even tell the people here about what's happening?
Because they're worried if they do, obviously they'll want to help.
Yeah.
But there's this thing where one of the gods, I think the female god, is
plays this song.
She plays this song, so all instruments are banned.
It's wild.
That part is wild too.
Yeah.
And because if you hear her song, it makes you, like, want to join the war effort on her side. And that's what you are told happened to her brother.
Yeah.
That he heard the song and he went to war.
Yeah.
Because you can, like...
You can volunteer.
You can volunteer. Like, we're not at war, but, like, obviously if you
feel so compelled.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Go for it. So, yeah, so they're where she worked was trying to just, like, print fluff pieces, basically.
Yeah, they're like, it's fine.
Yeah.
But it's not coming, and it's not coming here. And it's, like, everything's good.
But also, the where she's writing now, like, even though it's telling the truth, they're supposed to be a neutral.
Yes.
They're not supposed to be on one side or the other of the war.
They're a neutral voice.
Yes. So.
Yeah, so she goes. They need war correspondence at this other paper.
She's like, ask her any questions.
Oh, yeah. They're just like, you want to do this? She's like, yeah. They're like, you have your own typewriter? She's like, yep.
She's like, okay.
Is it magical? She don't ask that, but it is.
And then her and her little friend, I liked her friend too.
Oh, yeah. She was funny.
Name.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember her name either.
Sorry, you only care about the main people. Marisol? No, that's the worker, isn't it?
Yeah.
Keegan? That's the boyfriend, girlfriend. Addie. I liked Addie.
Yeah.
They
go to the war front.
But they're, like, hanging out outside the war front again. It's, like, kind of like
two towns over
a safe zone.
Yeah. And the siren system is scary.
You were so confused by it. What did you ask me? You were like...
Oh, I said something.
You said something about it.
I can't remember what I said.
You were like, this is too much to remember or something.
Oh, yeah. I was just like...
How do you know which siren's which? Or something.
Oh, yeah, because it was like...
It depended on, like, the time of day.
It depended on the time of day
and
how long it went on and like the certain patterns. And I'm like, what if you forgot?
Yeah.
And like, what if this person who's doing the sirens doing it wrong and it's just like
everyone dies.
And you're supposed to do different things for different ones.
Yeah, like some of them mean that like there's like scouts coming, so they get inside.
Yeah.
The big bad one though is like they're on their way to the war front is on its way to us and they evacuate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So while she's getting there, she basically tells her mystery man.
Oh yeah, at this point, he's still a mystery.
He's still a mystery to her, and she's like, "I'm leaving. Bye."
Yeah.
And he sends through one last correspondence, and she sees it on the floor, and she's like, "I'm not gonna read it."
She doesn't read it.
Did that kill you? I know it killed you.
I would have not been able to physically leave that house without reading that note.
Yeah, I'm just a girl.
She sees it.
How can you...
And leave.
Because one thing if it's like, you know, you're in a movie and it like pans to it and you're like, oh no. But she's like, no.
She literally just like, I'm just not going to read it. She's like, if I read it, maybe it'll keep me here and I want to go.
Yeah. And so at this point, you're still thinking of the cupboards, the magic thing too.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, she's not going to talk to Roman.
Yeah.
And Roman's struggling at home because like they want to betroth him.
They're marrying him off.
They're marrying him off for like political connections or something.
Yeah. It's not great.
And, like, he's alluding to something sad about his brother dying. Sister dying?
Sister, yeah.
And you're like, oh,
with the younger
Roman.
Sister. Yeah. And then she gets to the war front in that little town. And
that's where she meets.
She's staying at the little cottage.
Which I like that little,
whatever.
Yeah, the little house and, like, the little owner.
The lady's so nice.
She's so nice.
And then she writes to him again.
Yeah, I think, I can't remember why she tries it again, but she's like,
I think it's just
why
like,
not?
I think it's for like peace of mind, yeah.
And he gets it. And he writes back.
Mm-hmm. At this point, she still doesn't know it's Roman.
And he's like, they're signing like their initials now, though, I think.
Well, his is his middle name, and she doesn't know it.
Yeah.
Because he calls himself Carver.
Yeah.
And she tells him that where she is.
Yeah, because he doesn't know where she's at that point.
And he's like, you're where?
But then he immediately enlists too.
He does.
Shockingly fast.
He does. Which brings me to like, my favorite like Roman Irish moment is when she like looks up and she sees somebody that's like, there's somebody walking across that field.
And the
siren goes. And she realizes it's him and she just starts running and like tackles him to the ground and she's like, stay still.
Yes. And honestly, it's not because she likes him, it's just because she's a good person.
Yeah, it's just like, you will die.
She doesn't want to be held responsible for him dying.
She's like, you're gonna die if you don't do this.
And he, I think he's like, oh, like, I just like wanted to write the truth. That's why I followed you.
Yeah.
I'm like,
she thinks it's because he wants to one-up her.
Yeah, she's like, you got the job I wanted, and now you're here to, like, again...
Yeah, be my competition. And he's just like, I love you. In his mind, he's like, you were here somewhere dangerous and I needed to be near you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she still doesn't know who he is.
No, and this is probably around the time when on both sides of I think he talks to his grandmother before he leaves, and that's when you find out that it's not the cupboard that's magic, it's the typewriters, which is so cool.
It was cool.
And there's a third typewriter that's like in a museum.
Yeah.
Because his grandma and I guess her grandma
we're all friends, and this other lady who was sick, they were all friends, and they enchanted these typewriters so they could talk to each other while she was, sick.
Which is so sweet.
It's very sweet.
It's so sweet.
That's why it all, intermingles.
Yeah, and, her grandma, she talks about her all the time, that's, her prized possession is that typewriter, which is so sweet. I think his grandma's kind of a bitch now.
Yeah, I think so.
But, she's, money, whatever.
And what it does to people.
Those people. So, we now know that the typewriters are magic, and so she's still writing to him, but then she had been sending him correspondence to mail for the sick people.
Yes.
And he did the first round, and then she was like, here's some more. And
he's like, I can't.
He's like, he sits them back. He's like, I'm not there anymore.
Right.
I don't think he tells her where he went right away, does he?
No. I forget how she found out who he was.
Oh, the letter,
oh, shit. Yeah. Okay.
What was that?
So, every, couple weeks, and her friend Addie had already done it.
Oh, yeah.
They come and they bring somebody to the actual
because they're getting, supplies and stuff, and they're like, come on.
Yeah, to give your first-hand account. And so they go.
And they're still, they're the front lines, but they're still kind of, the sideline front lines.
That was, the front line. Where
it is, but it's, it's not quite as, it's not supposed to be as dangerous, remember?
Oh, yeah. So, her and him both go.
She
usually
goes.
Usually it's one person. He's like, I'll go too.
But the funny thing is there's not enough room for him, so he's like, I'll go, and then he's like, I'm just gonna stand here the whole 6-hour drive. I don't know what it is.
He's standing on the outside of the truck, holding on.
And then she's like, you're being stupid. Come inside. And then she's on his lap.
Yeah, for the rest of the ride.
Yeah. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. So they get there. And there's a trench.
Yeah, and they're learning about warfare, basically.
Yeah, and she has not read the last letter that she's gotten yet.
Right.
She was saving it.
Yeah, because it came through.
That morning before they left.
Yeah.
So, she... So, it's so funny, because they're, chilling in this trench.
It's nighttime.
Yeah, and she, takes the letter to read, and he's just, throwing things at her.
Yeah, he's, trying to distract
her.
So she won't read it, because we see the letter beforehand, I think, or he maybe admits in his POV that he signed his name.
Yeah, he's telling her in that letter.
Yeah, we know that in that letter he's admitting who he is.
And then later on, he's he tells her yeah, I didn't want you reading at that moment.
Yeah,
it's we were in I guess kind of a precarious spot. Yeah, that wasn't the time or place.
Yeah,
and then it gets under attack.
Yeah, then the war actually comes to them.
They get blowed up.
They get
There's a grenade. Yeah.
There's a grenade.
He blocks her from it.
Yeah.
He saves her. He pushes her around the corner. So he takes the brunt of it.
She loses her locket or something.
Yep. She loses that necklace. Her necklace, and then they go back to the town.
Yes.
She helps a little bit more.
He gets injured. He's in the infirmary.
He's
straight
injured.
up injured.
And then they make it back to town. After she helps a little bit more, they make it back.
And then she reads it.
And then she reads the letter while he's in the infirmary.
And she's so mad.
She's so mad. Which I'm okay, but
isn't it sweet?
But you already see where she's kind of has feelings for both.
Yeah, she's actually kind of at war with herself.
Yeah, she's I like both these people.
Yeah.
Girl, they're the same person.
Which makes it even better.
You just won the lottery.
Yeah, good for you, girl.
But she mouths off to him in the hospital.
Yeah.
How could you kind of thing. Yeah. So she finds out it's him. And then she's super mad.
She's so mad.
And
she won't talk to him for a while.
Yeah. And then he comes back to the inn.
Yeah.
He's all limping.
He's hobbly. And she's they had gone running earlier in the book, and she's
they were
wants
training.
She wants him to go back out there with her.
Yeah. And I forget. She forgives him. I forget in what manner she does.
Sleep together.
But that's a little later, isn't it? I forget. They get together.
She
forgives him.
She forgives him.
And then they get married. I can't remember if what in what
what order that is.
What order that is.
Yeah, because they have sex on their wedding night.
Yes.
On a pallet on the floor.
Well, there's no bed. They get the beds to the infirmary.
Yeah.
They're too good at people.
Yeah, I think that they know that I think that they're...
It's war's coming.
They know that war is coming, so they sleep together.
Yeah. get married? The marriage ceremony is so cute.
It was so cute. And like the little garden.
Oh yeah, because she's
been like planting.
Well, she goes outside or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think it's like they know that the next day. Oh yeah,
it's moving toward them.
That's what happens. So like they evacuate the people and they stay.
Oh yeah, they choose to stay.
They choose to stay to help out.
Oh, because her person comes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The lady who runs the inn comes.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because they like decide to stay, and that night she's like out helping like deliver dinner to some of the troops. She comes back and he's showered, and she's like, "Why are you showered? Like, why did you?" She's like offended that he's clean. Like, why did you take the time to do that? We have more pressing matters.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Why don't you go shower?" And she's like, what is going on? And then they all kind of insist on it.
She's so practical.
They all kind of insist on it, and she goes and showers. And then her friend like gives her something to wear after that, and it's because he's like, okay, let's get married.
Yeah.
It's so sweet.
It's so
He's
sweet.
like, well, why don't you go shower?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's very sweet. And then
short-lived.
The next day, everything goes to hell.
Yeah. Which, and that's where, like, the crazy stuff happens.
Yeah.
So, like, they're when the siren goes off, they're not at home. They have to, like, run to home, I think.
Yeah. Are they, like...
I think they're on that walk.
Yeah.
That they go on, like, while he's still, like, kind of hurt, obviously.
Mm-hmm. He's not full percent.
So the bad siren goes off, so they're running back to get their go bags. And one is missing. Sketch.
Yeah, the door's open, a go bag's missing.
They, like, hunker down there.
Yep. The bad guys come.
Mm-hmm.
And then they realize that, the things in the sky, like the creatures are like dropping something, and it's gas.
Yeah.
And they're all trying to like evacuate at this point.
Yeah.
Again, like they stayed, but now they're like, okay, we gotta get out.
We gotta go.
Her friend and the inn owner, they get out.
Yeah.
And they were like trying to wait on them, but they couldn't.
It's like the last like train out, like last bus.
Yeah, like car
thing out of town.
And like her and her now husband, her and Roman are they're like in the thick of
field. Yeah, they're like in a field.
And they get the gas comes and he's like crawling to her because he's trying to go help somebody else, and he's like, we don't need to separate. And then she's like, I'm just going right here. Yeah. And it's not far, it's like 10 feet.
But he can't walk.
Yeah, and then like the gas comes and he's like crawling to her, and then she gets like
grabbed.
She gets grabbed. And at first she thought it was him.
Right, because he's wearing the go bag stuff.
Yep.
It's like a.
And so she goes with him willingly.
Yeah, she's like, okay, well, let's get out of here.
Yeah. And she realizes it's not him.
It's not him.
It's her brother.
It's her brother.
It's her stupid ass brother.
He's the one that stole the go bag.
Yeah. He's been watching her for days.
I know.
Which, okay, so like, this is my whole thing with why I don't like him. Is because he's been watching them for days, so he knows. He saw them get married.
Yeah. That he knows how much she loves him.
Roman was 5 to 10 feet away.
But he, like, as a war person, he's probably like, that's a liability.
Yeah, but I'm like, bro.
No, he's a shit
He's
person.
shit. He says shit. Yeah, so they
are on the run at that point.
Yeah.
And he's like, we can't go back.
Yeah, she's like, no, I have to go save him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
And you find out from him, I can't remember the brother's name.
Forrest.
What a stupid name. Sorry. You find out that he, like, is on the other side.
Yeah.
Like, I think he was originally on, like, the string,
Then he got captured and, like, swayed.
Yeah, to the guy side. I don't remember their names.
Inva and Dacre.
Yeah.
Dacre, I don't know how you pronounce it.
And, like, but then he was the one that attacked when they were on the front lines, and he saw her locket.
So shining in the dirt.
And was like, it's my sister, she's here.
Yeah.
And that's when he decided to defect.
Yeah, back to his original side.
Or I think just, like, from the war period.
Yeah, he's like, now
I'm just like, we're done.
Yeah, I'm donesies.
And so he was watching her, he saves her, and, like, they get on a train back.
Yeah. Like,
nothing happened.
Yeah.
And then you're, like, panicked, because you're like, what about Roman? And poor Roman.
Poor Roman.
I was not prepared for that epilogue or whatever it was, last chapter. It's like they, like, see something special in him.
Yeah.
And so they were like, take him down below to the underworld.
I was very not pleased.
No.
That's very not placed.
And that's how it ends. Like, she's on her way back, and he's alive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he technically saves him from dying.
Did she read the letter in the first book?
What letter?
The one that was left.
He wrote another letter?
No, the one that she left. When she left.
Oh, I think she did, didn't she?
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was in the first or second. That's why I didn't want to.
Let me see, hold on. We'd be able to see it, wouldn't we?
Yeah. I mean, if you think she did, because I remember what it said.
Oh, isn't it?
Yeah.
Iris, it's me, it's Kit. Yeah,
yeah.
Last thing.
And then it goes to epilogue. Yeah, she reads a letter that he left because they go back home.
Because her letter was like, I'm leaving, bye.
And he's like, Iris, it's me, it's Kit.
And if she just read that, you think she... that's a great question. If she had read that, you think she would have stayed? I don't think she would have. I don't think she loved him then.
No.
I don't think she loved him then.
I think he was definitely still her rival at that point.
Yeah, and like, what would she couldn't have done anything if she had stayed anyways.
Yeah.
She didn't have a job.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. She wouldn't be able to feed herself. That's a lot.
It all works out like it should, but dang.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how it ends.
Yep. And then you get the epilogue.
And that's where he saves him and pulls him under. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What questions we got for this book?
We went through a lot of them. One that I found that was interesting was, do you think that the title Divine Rivals is more relevant to the gods or to Roman and Iris?
Oh, that's a good question.
No.
Well, it's like, I love when they put the name of the book in the book.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's kind of like how she figures it out, too. Like, he asks for, like, what were they describing? I can't remember he was, like, writing a correspondence.
Mm-hmm.
And she gave the suggestion of Divine Rivals.
That's how he found that. That's how she found it.
Yeah. Because she realized that was, like, put in there from him.
He's like, what's a synonym for this?
Yeah.
And she's like, divine or something.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's supposed to be both, obviously.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be, like, a little, like, play on.
Nod to both.
For sure. Like, you're at face value, it's, like, the two gods.
Mm-hmm.
But...
It's both.
They're rivals.
Predictions for next book.
Okay. And so since there's already read the book, so you won't tell me anything I know. But we did read the synopsis before you read it.
And I threw my book.
She did, because the synopsis
threw it so hard.
It says that he has lost his memories, and he's in the underworld.
Yeah.
So I do think that he will come from, and like it also says that he's still like writing things though. I think.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like their
correspondent person, and she's
basically putting out propaganda for him.
And she's doing the same, I think, still back at the Gazette. I'm assuming. So I think that I think pretty quickly she'll see that he's alive, but that he's writing for the opposition, and she's going to be really confused and hurt. And their typewriters, they still have both their typewriters, don't they? I think in this book. So like their typewriters should still be connected. So I'm hoping there's still letters. I'm not going to look at Spencer. I'm hoping that they're still getting letters, and that the one thing, so I don't love when people lose their memories. The one thing I do love is when they've lost their memories and they fall in love all over again.
It's like, it was meant to happen twice.
It's like, it's so meant to happen that it's like that idea of like in any lifetime and like any situation, like I would find you and we would fall in love.
Yeah. That's
so
sweet.
Like, it's so sweet. So like, I'm not excited for the memory loss, but my hope is that he falls in love with her all over again because he can't help it. Mm-hmm. And then obviously she helps him remember everything. And it's only 2 books, which means that the big thing at the end has to be one of the sides of war winning, or like the gods falling back asleep. And you really don't know anything about the gods. Like, I feel like we're going to get a lot more about the gods in the next book, because like it's going to have to be more relevant at that point. We'll have to figure out how to either like put them back to sleep, which is where they were originally, was asleep, or like get them to like reconcile, or like one of them dies, one of them wins, whatever. So I think that that's going to be like the official big ending. Obviously they're going to get back together. They have to. We love them. Yeah.
We'll meet back here.
We'll find out soon.
We shall.
Yeah, but no, I'm excited for the second book. I was going to ask if you like the second book. Will that give anything away?
No, I mean it's a good duology.
It's a good duology. Okay,
yeah.
Good. Let's cheers to both of them.
Yeah, for sure.
They're the couple of the hour.
Yeah, Iris and Roman.
Cheer, love.
Love it.
All right, until next time.
Bye.
Bye.